Welcome back to the World Go channel. I'm your host and self-appointed Go evangelist, James Story. Today's lesson is 5.5.2, Common Shapes Fighting. This is the 2-point knights jump. We did the 1-point knights jump in the last lesson. This is the 2-point knights jump. And in another lesson, we will do the 3-point knights jump. So here's the 1-point knights jump, and this is the 2-point knights jump. Notice it's an L shape, like a knight's move in chess, but there's 2 points between rather than 1. Let's start down here on the edge of the board, and if you know the monkey jump, then this looks kind of familiar. For example, let's say have some stones like this. Black can go to the edge of the board and count 1, 2, 3 and drop the stone. In other words, make a 2-point knights jump. And white cannot disconnect these 2 stones. If they play here, black simply blocks here. Notice if white plays here, black will capture. If white plays here, black will capture there. If white presses down this way, black can go like that. If white fills here, black can connect that way. If white tries to cut this way, black simply cuts in between, and now this stone's in Atari. Even though it tries to get out, it can't. And so the 2-point knights jump on the edge of the board, when there's a stone on the first row and the second row, that is not cuttable. So that can be maintained by black. All right, let's see what happens here when we move it up to the second and third line. All right, let's try pressing from the top like we did before. Black blocks, white plays here, black then protects here. White cuts, black Ataris, and as we know, any stone that's Atari'd in the second row from the edge of the board is going to get captured, isn't it? There's no way for white to get out of this. Black simply Ataris and then capture. Very easy. If white tries something a little different, back on this move, instead of moving here, so it's black, white, black, if white goes here, black can cut through like this. And notice black has this stone in a ladder right now, don't they? So white better have a ladder breaker down here. But also, this stone just is not getting out. Black blocks. Whatever white tries, is its Atari, connect, and then capture, right? So white would need to have probably a stone already here and a ladder breaker somewhere down here before they tried to cut this 2-point knights jump apart from the top. All right. Let's try it though. What happens if white tries it from underneath? Here, here. Let's say they cut right now. Okay. Well, black can simply Atari, can't they? And this stone's going to go bye-bye. It can't be saved. Right? So once these stones are captured, notice that we can trace back here between the 2 marked stones. So whether white pushes from the top or tries to disconnect from the bottom, well, let's see. We did this one. What if they come out one more? And then black blocks, white comes out again, black blocks again, white tries to cut, black just extends out, white tries to cut. They could do this, but they still have to come back and play this. So they just play it now, and it's easier. White plays there, black extends out. Notice that these 3 stones, these white stones have 3 liberties. These black stones have 4. These black stones have 1, 2, 3, 4. These have 3. So if white's going to attack something, it's going to be these stones. It's a capturing race. It's white's turn, but the problem is that black can simply just, they can just crawl out like this, really. Now they have 3 liberties, and every time that white pushes, black extends out again and gains another liberty. Now they have 4. They could also try something like this. That's an Atari, and notice that this stone is caught in the ladder, so white would need a ladder breaker down here. Black could also play this stone, play this with Atari, and black connects there. White connects there, rather. Black can come up again this way, and then they can use this stone to play Atari, and when white tries to get out, black can simply get out again. And black can just come out here any number of ways. Atari there, and then push here, or just come out here, and now they have 3. Either one, it doesn't matter. But if white comes back here, black can simply Atari and then capture. So we can see that if white tries to play underneath this move first, between the 2-point knights jump, it leaves white with 3 liberties, and black can come back and pick these up whenever they want. So the 2-point knights jump, when it's on the second, third line, is not cuttable, whether white tries to press down from the top or press up from the bottom. Notice if white did something like this, we're just going to kind of hit the same pattern, just in a little bit sequence of moves. Same thing as if white comes to here on the top first. Same thing, same, but just different sequence of moves. Let's move it out now. And of course, it could be like this, right? Let's move it out now to the 3rd and 4th line. This is still uncuttable without any helper stones around for white, but white can live underneath here. So when they press on the top, once again, if they go like this, we've seen this pattern here. White cuts, black Ataris, and when white comes down, black just simply doesn't worry about this cut. They come down again. White has 2 liberties now. White can't do anything with this cut. If they Atari this way, they just push black up, and now this black group has 3 liberties, while these 2 stones still have 2. This group has 3. This group has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 2 stones are still the weakest group and will get captured first in the capturing race. If white tries to come out this way, black can simply block. They still have 2, and then black can come back and pick them up whenever they want. If white tries to do this instead, black just plays there and simply connects. And once again, white tries to get out, black blocks. Doesn't matter what white does here. Black can Atari. They can Atari from this side too, right? And then capture. So pushing on the top, from the top by white, when there's a 2 knights. Oops, we lost a stone. When there's a knight's jump, 2-point knight's jump between the 3rd and the 4th line, pushing on the top here doesn't work. Let's try it from the bottom. Here. Okay, if black does this, white can simply slide out to here, can't they? And white connects. And unless black has a big wall over here, white's just going to simply extend out here more and make more places to make eyes. Even if black does something like this, notice black has to come back here now, and white can come up there and start making 2 eyes over this way. So, but once again, black can come back and protect this. So let's see here. Let's go back from underneath here, because the question is, can they disconnect black here? White slides, black can press down. That doesn't hurt anything. When white goes there, now black can come back and play a solid connection, a tiger's mouth, or even the mouse connection. So here's 2 eyes and the little nose of the mouse. White can cut here, and as long as black has, if they have a ladder over here, that's great. If they don't, then they're simply going to play a net right here. They could push up one more time if they wanted to. Like let's say that white had a stone here, they could push up one more time to here and then play the net. If white comes down and tries to get fancy or complicated and Atari there, black just extends out. And now look, white has a problem here. Black can cut and then capture, right? Black can play here, white here, and then black capture. So white needs to come back and protect there. Notice that black has 3 liberties, white just has 2. So black can pick these stones up whenever they want. And so what they might want to do first is just extend out that way. But once again, the white stones are going to live under here. A good move would just be out to there to make life, or maybe this. Just depends on what else is around here. So while white cannot disconnect black, the 2-point knight's jump, when it's on the 3rd and 4th line, they can play from underneath and live. Let's say black gets kind of pushy here and says, I don't want to let white slide out there. Well, white's going to come up here then, aren't they? Black is going to block, but notice white has poked into the tiger's mouth. They have 2 cutting points, and it's not black's turn, so they can't even solidify or protect one of the cutting points. It's white's turn, so they can play Atari. White comes up. white does not want to push down this way because they'll push black this way. Notice these two stones will only have two liberties, but these black stones have 3 now, and black will threaten to Atari and capture. Even if white comes down to here, black can still threaten to Atari and capture, can't they? Here, 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 white tries to get out. All right, and if white plays this way, black can simply come right back here and Atari and capture the next move. So white can't play here. They have to play here and push black out this way. Then they're going to come out again, one more. Once again, black cannot Hane because white will Atari, and black will go up. White can even Atari again. And now black should not capture this stone because it just gives white another free move to play there, and then they create a big dumpling, don't they? A big glob of black stones without any eyes. Instead, what black should do is they should come up one more, so that whether they capture here or white comes up and they capture here, they'll get an eye out of it. But now it's white's turn. So black just came up, white comes back here, and notice this is stones on the second row from the edge of the board. So any stone, once again, that's in Atari in the second row from the edge of the board gets captured. Black might play here, white there. Black would then have to come back and protect here. Then it's white's turn, and they can simply play up there. Notice they can just play here too, and they'll have probably an eye here and one down here for sure. But really, this black stone's not going anywhere. So at least solidify the eye first. But really playing a tiger's mouth like this is probably a little better. They might even get away with this shape here too. Anyway, once we go farther up, all right, to the 4th and 5th line, now we'll see if it's easier for white to cut. Okay, so we're going to see this pattern no matter if it's close to the board or in the center, more towards the center of the board. We're going to see that black can reunite these stones with either a ladder here or a ladder here. So white needs to have a ladder breaker somewhere on both sides of this formation before they think they can come in and cut and maintain that cut. You should get your stones out and play with them, and go through some of these sequences. It's really the best way to learn. Notice black goes here, white's going to connect over here, aren't they? So what if black goes there? White goes here. White's threatening to get out, so black should throw in. White plays here. Black Ataris. White captures. Black comes back this way. This is probably going to work for white. If black pushes up here, white plays there, Atari. Black comes up again. White should push up one more, and now black should capture. Because if they play out here, white might get that stone out at some time. Or otherwise, they play there, and they are guaranteed to reconnect. Even though it does give white this, and then black has to play here. But whatever sequence, however far white pushes out, and however black responds, at some point it's going to be white's turn, and they're going to come back here and take this stone. And then they're going to have an eye here and an eye down here, right? All they have to do is play there, and both of these will be eyes. Obviously, if black plays here, white needs to play there. They don't want to let black play here in Atari. But white's going to get 2 eyes out of it here, and they can solidify there anytime they want. That's the pattern over and over. Is in order to disconnect these stones, even though it's a 2-point knights jump, white needs to have ladder breakers on either side. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the lesson 5.5.2, the 2-point knights jump, whether you can keep it connected or cut it apart. Once again, this is James Story for the World Go channel. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.